Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What's happening in the
Coming to the
demo?
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So, if I go up to my boss's office, I think I just become free again. That'd be boring. Wouldn't want to do it twice in a row. So I won't.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. "Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?" And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, I found that terrifying. I think that is a horrible thing to happen to a person. I don't understand why that happened to him. I hope I avoid such terrible outcomes.
The workers were gone. What did it mean?
Well,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
what else can I do? Don't go up the stairs. Don't go down the stairs. Ouch.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, I should have gone to the right. Darn.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Damn it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So you, like, can't go with the narrator whatsoever. Wow. That seems like... Really? It let me in this time. Huh. Didn't let me in there last time. You know, I know I should speak up. I know I should sound more like this. I shouldn't be all tiny town. What's this? Yeah, like this. Oh, an elevator. Get me out of here. Please. I don't want to die. Or live a very happy, fulfilling life. I don't want to do either of those things. This is nice. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Hmm? Oh, someone that disappeared dropped this. Sure, it wasn't important. Well, I should warn you that I'm not always not going to know what exactly I should be saying when there are quiet times, but this game, it's like, I think it definitely draws inspiration from Portal 2, sort of like the exploration quality and some of the atmosphere, just, because of the sprawling lab, and this is kind of like a sprawling business complex or something of that nature. The outdoors were beautiful. It had a lovely yard. If we could have spent more time there, that would have been nice. That would have made me feel emotions of this kind of peace, this peacefulness and sort of joy. Man, this reminds me of the demo. What the fuck? Am I just sitting in the elevator not doing anything? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, oh, did I go to his office? No, I don't think so. Oh my god, that's amazing. Just some funny magazines laying around, just to make everybody smile. Coming out of Galactic Cafe Studios. Developed by Davey Ryden. Narrated by the very talented... What have I done? What? I thought I just wrote... Oh no. No, I'm just... Oh, what the heck? Are you serious? This sucks. Is this where I came in? That sucks. I'm sure I'll cut that out. Sure, that's annoying. Not that cool to freaking listen to. Well, darn.
Stepping into his manager's office,
I'm hosed.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
2
indication of any human life.
845.
What did it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
I think.
He began wildly telling Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
That actually was very nice. I needed that. I'm not even kidding. You guys don't even know. You don't know how good that felt for me. I liked it. Well, what's... Oh, right. There's nothing I can do. Forgot about that. I felt like I had achieved something fantastic by getting to listen to that song. I thought there was a whole new world opening up before us. Like, really? Like, feeling real good. Well, it's almost done. Don't bother. What do you want to talk about, narrator? What now?
Stanley walked straight ahead
Kevin
to the large
Briding,
door that read,
coming out of the
"Mind
UK.
Control Facility."
Well, I guess he needs no further introduction.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
That's where it's gonna be. That's what they're gonna show us. All of our lives on. The strings. Controlling the puppets. This game's freaky, man.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I think deep down inside he knows that he can do anything he wants to do.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Like,
Wasn't it?
I am
Was
kind
it
of confused.
impossible? Had he truly spent
I hate
his
to say
entire
it, I
life
mean,
utterly blind to the world?
I guess I just need to play it.
Proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What's up there? I guess this doesn't really remind me of Portal 2. Maybe that doesn't make that much sense. Man. The demo was like so funny. I was laughing my ass off. This shit's like heavy. I feel like I should, I don't know, am I supposed to like not like video games? I feel bad. The analogy is heavy. Mind controls idle waiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
No. I'm pretty sure that...
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Wow.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this seems a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. How do you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Right. I guess. Man. I see now. Now I see. So, I mean, like I was saying, I played the demo. And, this is not, it's not quite.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I guess I'm just kind of dumb because what the fuck? This is ridiculous. Okay, well, yeah, this is kind of like a choose your own adventure little deal, I guess. Just decide where to go, and then the game will end, I guess.
What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I don't know if I can make any assumptions about this game now. I just don't know. I'm gonna go nuts. This game's crazy. Huh. What? How can you get to those? That's so hard to get to. Who are you people? Oh man. I'm gonna freak out.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
You commit suicide. I'm gonna jump off right here.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yeah. No. It had nothing to do with power. I was... I couldn't... Oh, where'd all the papers go?
And perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
What? You can't jump. I really wish I could jump. I'd be jump. How? I couldn't do that in a demo. It did save some features. Oh yeah.